You predicted 53 wins for the Lakers before we got this started. Are you back on the bandwagon?
I was never off the bandwagon.
Yesterday, you were a little off.
I just pointed out the challenges. That I was like Luke. Luke went off in the team meeting yesterday. I was just like, hey, you got to start playing some defense. And by the way, your roster doesn't make sense, but you got the best player in the world, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Second best player.
That
Go ahead.
that he can put it together. I saw you before. Who's the best player on the Warriors now? We're saying, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's another subject. I'm not going to overreact to beating the Suns. I mean, the Suns, they're talented, but they're young and they're just bad. That's just the bottom line. They're not a very good team. Obviously, the night's a much bigger test for the Lakers because Denver's legit, So, and if you look at the first three losses, we talked about it yesterday. They were in every game. They just didn't close.
Right.
Did not.
So yesterday or last night, they did what they were supposed to do.
They didn't need to close because they did it
Exactly.
in the second quarter.
And you routed a bad team.
Yep.
One of the reasons they had trouble closing in the first three games was because late in the games, you saw LeBron was pretty much handling the ball. And I think the other guys didn't really know what to do.
Stand around looking.
Right, where to go. Because earlier in the game, LeBron's a little more off the ball, and other guys are handling it and stuff. So what I saw last night that I liked that was encouraging is LeBron handled the ball more. Like he was kind of basically playing point guard, a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
And I think the guys are starting to get a little more used to that. Lonzo is showing me, even though he only hit 1 3-pointer last night, he can play off the ball. And, even though he's been a point guard, he's not a ball-dominant point guard. He's always been a guy that gets rid of it.
Yeah.
And if he can shoot it, which he's been shooting it pretty well.
I mean, 41%.
Yeah, that he can play off the ball.
Yep.
Obviously, I love putting Josh Hart in the starting lineup. He's better than KCP. KCP could be a spark off the bench, but Hart can shoot the threes.
And let him get those minutes to build.
Right.
You know what KCP is at this point of his career. Let Josh Hart get those minutes and go.
And he hit 4 threes, so that's another floor spacer and shooter with LeBron. And Kuzma hasn't shot it well from three this year. I think he's 25%. But he's a good shooter.
Right.
Like, he's a guy you have to respect at the three-point line. So that's another. So you had three guys with LeBron that theoretically can shoot the three and keep the defense honest. So if they get more used to him playing point, I think, look, he's going to do everything, LeBron. That's just how he plays. But I think it's kind of challenging to bounce back and forth with him off the ball, him on the ball, And so they may have to make a decision there. But last night, with just what I said, the challenge remains, though. Rondo wasn't playing. And he's not like Lonzo off the ball.
You talked the word out about my brain. Ingram's not playing.
Exactly. Ingram, I love Kuzma just because he can spread the floor for LeBron and shoot it. But when Ingram's not coming off the bench, I don't see that. So that's going to be another challenge. And so it's still a work in progress, but they seem to be adjusting to some.
It is a work in progress, and that's what I told Skip earlier. I'm not putting a whole lot of stock in beating a very bad team. This is what you were supposed to be. I'd have been more concerned had they only beaten Phoenix by 5 points. Now I'd have been really concerned because I haven't seen Phoenix play. They're not a very good basketball team. Again, like you said, Chris, the true test comes tonight because the Nuggets are for real. And they'll get up and down with you. You want to run? Oh, you want 110 possessions? Is that what you want? Okay, we'll give you all that. We'll give you 150.
I'm not sure they will do that.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Because that would be a bad idea.
But here's the thing.
They'll get run. Yes, they'll get run off the stage.
But here's the difference is their 110 possessions, they're going to get up 35 threes. And they're going to make 16 of those. That's a whole different ball game. And they got that big guy, Skip Bayless. I don't know if you noticed it. Old Joker? Yeah, man, he for real. He for real. He can do it all. Yeah, he fundamentally sound.
He's a point center.
Are you trying to back out of your bet?
No!
You're making a case you shouldn't have made the bet.
Do you remember last year what LeBron did to the Joker? Okay, you remember. LeBron still got those big guys. If you're 6'10", you're a foreign big man.
You told me that he had a better supporting cast in Cleveland than he has now. That's what you told me.
Well, did you say that?
Yes. Yes. I don't miss a trick.
I love the proof.
Nothing.
Listen, which guy on their roster is better than Kevin Love?
Kevin Love, There's guys. Okay, Kevin Love's better. He's the second best player, but
Cleveland
still,
won a game.
after
That-
that,
that's what we-
right?
Cleveland
Kevin
won a
Love's
game,
gonna put up his numbers, but they're gonna be horrible.
But we said that. That just goes to that's what makes LeBron so
And he
great.
shoots a low percentage too.
That team might win 15 games, 20 games this year. It was in the finals, and all they lost was one player. Let that sink in for the. But we're not talking about that, Skip. You keep trying to distract me. Let me get my point out.
What point?
The point is that the Lakers, Chris and I, we're not putting a whole lot of stock in the Lakers beating a bad team.
You want to, but you're not.
No.
You know it's not smart.
It might not last 24 hours.
The bandwagon, look, my 51 wins gonna be that thing looking real tough right now.
Really?
I'd have felt a lot better
It's looking
because
shaky.
really we should be 3-1. Really, we should have been 3.
I can make a case you should be 4-0. Seriously.
okay, lose the
I'm
part-
serious.
Could be, but you'll take but you're right.
But
They
you
were
can't lose it at home. I mean, 'cause think about it. They lost at home to the Spurs. That lost by 20 last night to the Pacers. They lost
in
at
San
home.
Antonio.
They lost at home to the Rockets, who got blown off their own court. So those are games that you should win. And I think as they get better, get more familiar with playing with each other. But it's going to be a challenge, Skip. It's going to be a challenge. And like you said, all this thing was looking good. Lonzo playing off the ball, Lance Stephenson dancing with the ball. Everybody can get the ball off the rim and get it up the court. What happened when Rondo come back? Right. What happened when Brandon Ingram come back? Because unless Luke's going to bring those guys off the bench, which I don't see happening, then what? Guess what? We're going to find out in about another week or so. Rondo got another tonight and another game, I think, on Saturday. He'll be back. We're going to see what that...
I think he's only got one more game out, right? It was 3?
Yeah.
4 for Ingram. So Ingram's got
3
2
and 4,
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is he get...
Well, this is the first
Okay,
the
so
first
we
game.
got
This is the
left.
first of the 3.
I think if Lonzo keeps shooting it well, I think they should leave Lonzo in the start.
Let him play.
Yeah.
So I said on yesterday's show, and you know this because you admitted early in the show that you were watching carefully, even though you weren't here yesterday.
Yeah.
But you saw you didn't miss a trick on yesterday's
Yeah.
show, right?
Yep. You tried to
Okay.
cozy up with Jenny,
I-
but she wouldn't have it.
Okay.
I saw
She did have it.
Yes, you did. But
Did she accept
Yeah, I
fist
was
bump?
the one on the outside.
You
I
know-
saw it.
Hey, but guess what, Skip? What you didn't see is that when she fist bumped you with the left, she had her fingers crossed with the right. But I ain't.
Okay. But
We'll
what you
we'll
didn't
never
see,
know.
what you didn't see is I had my fingers crossed.
Oh!
So it's canceled.
Well,
It got completely
fun while
canceled.
lasted.
So what I said yesterday was that the suspensions clarified a few nights for Luke, and it took him off a hook that's going to get hotter and hotter. And all of a sudden, he could play a couple of players high minutes that he might not. He'd have to make big decisions on. And I'm with you. Lonzo loves LeBron and vice versa. You can tell LeBron sees him as like a quasi-son, you know, and they vibe off each other because they both have high basketball IQs. Lonzo not quite in LeBron's league, but he plays everything the right way, and LeBron can trust he's going to defend, he's going to steal the ball, he's going to get a rebound here or there, he's going to do the right little things that add up to big things.
Right.
And when he steps into his threes, he makes threes. He also is going to lead the league in three-point air balls because he's off to the races. Every night he shoots 2 air balls. And I told Shannon earlier, he either rips it or he misses by 3 feet. And I don't know how you can do that. And it's all about conviction because when he's not, sometimes LeBron, who's the best ever at throwing the skip pass, the complete cross-court, and it comes so fast, it's like he's not even looking. He goes, whoosh, and he just flicks it, and it goes like 40 feet across the court. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm open.
Yeah.
Should I shoot this? And Lonzo's a spot-up shooter. He wasn't last year.
No.
Okay, and so he hesitates for a second. When he hesitates, he is lost because he's going to airball it. But when he catches it and steps into it, even in clutch situations, he's made a couple of big ones so
And guess
far.
what you saw last night? Him put the ball on the floor and drive to the
He
basket.
did, and he can.
And he finished at the rim. Instead, he wasn't looking to get to the rim and just kick it.
Okay.
It's like, I'm finishing this.
Okay, so I'm a little more bullish on even off the Phoenix win. I liked what I saw, but I've liked a lot of what I've seen from this team. It's a little better than I thought it was going to be. I said 47 wins. I'll stick by that. But they have impressed me because they're pushing it at an historical rate. I've never seen like this. They're averaging 71 points in the paint a game, which is, again, the Pelicans led last year at 52 points a game in the paint. So they're shattering that mold from last year because they are pushing it so hard on the break. It's not because JaVale's dominating in the paint.
You can
It's
understand
because
why
they're getting open. break looks in the paint, right?
And you can understand the Pelicans leading. They got Boogie Cousins,
Sure, but that was a different, doing it a different way.
Exactly.
Upside down from this. They're scoring in the paint in set off half-court offense. Okay, so I said before the year, this is going to be the most fun offense to watch in all of basketball, and it is. I was wildly entertained last night by what I saw, especially in the second quarter. But who was the igniter? The last person I thought is Lance Stephenson comes off the bench in the mid-first quarter, and they're still struggling. They're down one at this point. Lance Stephenson? And I tweeted, I never thought I would see the night where Lance Stephenson carried LeBron's team, because I never thought they'd be on the same team to start with. And he comes in and plays 11 straight minutes and scores 12 points with 4 rebounds and 6 assists.
And he starts the second quarter with LeBron.
He did. Yeah. Well, he let him have 3 more minutes. Yes. But it was the turning point of the night, albeit against probably the worst team in the West. But it changed everything. He just ignited them, and then they launched from that point on. And Phoenix just kind of rolled over and said, we're not good enough. And I was disappointed. Devin Booker he just never got going. He couldn't. And Trevor Ariza looked like he's semi-retired, like he got his money and he just said, whatever.
It didn't seem like that. That's why LeBron wanted a guy like Lance, because he is a playmaker. You know, and you saw it last night. He certainly, Kyrie obviously was a playmaker,
but
more so for himself, more so. But if you want to say Kyrie was like that, LeBron hasn't had a guy like that since Kyrie that can make, that he trusts to make plays. Wade was somewhat like that, but that was long ago. So, yeah, that's why LeBron wanted those guys. But last night also, they hit the 3.
Yeah. They did.
I mean, they weren't great, 35%, which is bad for most, and you can live with that. They've been 30 for the whole year, and that's gone up because of last night. But you can live. If they can shoot 35% and hit about 10, that's good enough, because they're going to get so much in transition.
Can you live with LeBron being 4 for 24 from 3?
Skip,
17%.
Well, see, the good news, though, even you know this, he's gonna improve.
You would think, because he had 1 year in Miami, he shot 41%.
He's gonna come up from that. So
what did he shoot last year? So he's gonna shoot that again.
You think so?
Yeah, he's gonna shoot 80% for the free throw line.
He is not.
Yes.
You're gonna lose that so bad.
Is he shooting 80% right now?
Did he shoot 80% late in the game against the
We ain't talking about that. We're talking about right now his overall free throw percentage.
Yes, he is, but it's early, and history is on my side on that one, just like it's on yours.
80.
LeBron got it.
It is